Adult functional strength training, phase 3, day 1. We'll start with foam rolling, glutes, then the hip rotators, followed by the lower and upper back, posterior deltoid, quads and adductors, and I may even get my calves. And then we're going to move on to our stretches. We're going to start with the glutes and the external rotators. 5 rolls each. Down and up is 1 roll. If there's area of tension there that you need to keep rolling, or maybe just hold, you can also do that. But you want to try to make this nice and quick, really just an assessment to see where things are at, and to relieve maybe some temporary issues that you have going on. Switching side. You might have one tighter side, or one side with more tension that you might want to focus on. For me, it's the right. Okay, lower and upper back. Extend the shoulders, bend the knees, and then go from about butt to mid-back. Upper back, scapulas, rhomboids, elbows together. You're going to extend and then flex. You can bring the hips off the ground. Okay. Adductors and quads. You're going to have to flex the hip and bend the knee about 90 degrees, inside of the thigh, starting with a teardrop, with a glute med, followed by the adductors. About 3 different areas, inner all the way inside toward the midline, middle, and then distally toward the knee. So I'll foam roll most of the body to start. It should only take about 5 minutes. Again, it's a good time to assess the tissue, find some areas of tension, find some areas that need or could use some manual work for self-myofascial release. Calves, I'll go across the calf and up and down. It's not too bad, I won't work too much on it. For me, I like the anterior rib. Alright, posterior delt. One thing we forgot, I rotate to my chest and to my back. Should feel that back of the deltoid and also the top of the lat. So after we foam roll, we're going to stretch, and then we're going to perform some activation. Actually, we're going to start with some breathing and then some stretching. So we're going to bend the knees, laying it back. You can bring that foam roller between the knees. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use a volleyball or any type of ball between the knees. We're going to inhale into the belly and the abdomen, the sides, and the back ribs. And then big exhale like you're blowing out candles. You can go for 10 reps. Inhale. Squeeze the roller. Exhale like you're blowing out candles. Ribs go down and in on your exhale. Okay? Inhale. Using all the intra-abdominal obliques, external obliques, internal, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis when you exhale. Ribs go down and in on your exhale. Squeeze the ball or roller. Big exhale. Inhale, fill it up, 360. Now we're going to challenge the back ribs. We're going to try to hold onto our body like this with our thumbs touching our back ribs. We're going to try to breathe into our thumbs, big exhale. We're going to try to keep this belly down on our inhale and on our exhale. You can perform a little bit of a reaching motion. Get the scaps out of the way. Inhale, squeeze the roller into the back ribs. Big exhale. Get rid of the roller. And we're done with our breathing. Let's go ahead and move to our stretching. We're going to start with the posterior hip rock. Posterior hip rock targets the glutes, which is the biggest muscle in the body. From here, get to the hands and knees position. Extend the leg that is not on the mat back. We're going to externally rotate the hip. Widen that same sided hand, and we're going to lean to the outside toward that hand. You're going to feel a stretch in the glutes. You might need to pivot or put that foot somewhere and try to scan for this stretch here. You rock and rotate into that about 5 times. And then switch. The stretches should be at least 30 seconds or about 3 inhales, 3 exhales. You don't want to spend too much time because it's not a stretching session. It's a strength training session, so we kind of want to go through our warm-up pretty fast. In that 90-90 position. Both knees are at 90 degrees. Hips are creating a 90-degree angle. Gonna face forward. Hands are like kickstands. Lean forward, chest high. Double chin. Hinge forward into that stretch. Inhale, exhale. Same theory here. Inhale, 360. Exhale, ribs go down and in. When you exhale, like you're blowing out candles. Rotate your back shoulder toward the back foot. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor there. Breathe and hold. Let's switch side. This is the 90-90 stretch. Face forward, make sure that both of the knees are down. If you need to bend knees more than or less than 90, that's fine. Rotate back. And rotate into this stretch here, really targeting that hip flexor or the anterior hip. So you go from posterior hip to anterior hip. Alright, last stretch is your knee wall quad. You can do this against the wall or in the half kneeling position against a box. I'm going to show you both. If you have a wall, you're just going to bend your knee, dorsiflex the ankle, and then rock the knee into the barrier or wall. And then switch. That's a knee wall quad, targeting quad and the hip flexor. Okay? Also do that with a box. Hold on to dowels. Again, knee wall quad targeting the quad and the hip flexor. Alright. Let's go ahead and perform our activation exercises. Starting with a hip lift. If you have a pad or a ball, you can put it between the knees or a roller. And here, you're going to squeeze the glutes, hold 5 seconds, and back down. Up, hold, down, up, down. Try that with the toes up this time. Hold, just use the glutes, don't use your back. Down, up, hold, down. Next one is the band supported leg lift. Your leg supine. Wrap the band around the midfoot. Hold onto the band. Extend the bottom hip and straighten the knee. As you're holding onto the band to start, you can cross it over the midline. You feel a lateral stretch, upper hamstring. And then you can bring the foot over the hip, flex the foot, dorsiflex. Bottom foot off the ground, about 2 inches. And then we're going to exhale on the way up and on the way down. Keep that core tight. Eight reps each side. And switch side. Midfoot. Cross it immediately. Breathe. Stretching the hamstring. Exhale up. Exhale down. Keep that core tight. 8 reps. 3. 2. Good. From here, prone head nod rotations. Set up in the quadruped position. You can sit back on the heels if you also want an ankle stretch and a knee stretch. We're going to look all the way up and then all the way down. We'll do 5 times each. Then we're going to roll to the side, chin touches the shoulder, all the way down, touch the other shoulder. Five times each way. All right. Quad hip rocks. So in the quadruped position, anterior pelvic tilt the pelvis, and then posterior pelvic tilt of the pelvis. Anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt. I'm going to go for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? After that, we're going to go with our half kneeling adductor rock. I like using a pad for my knee here. Starting the hands and knees position. And then the knee that's on the pad, we're going to abduct a little bit more. And then you should feel a stretch in this to start. And you can also do the same thing. And then we're going to go forward and back. Once we're comfortable there, we're going to go ahead and extend that knee and move forward and back. Again, 5 to 10 rocks. So this is the half kneeling, this is the kneeling adductor rock. Getting here, the short side, this the long side. And switch, knee that's on the pad, opens up, rock forward and back. Find your position, abduct the hip, forward and backward rock. 5 to 8 rocks per side, depending on how tight it is. Good. Alternating Spiderman and quad T rotation. So with the quad T rotation, we're going to sit on our heels, bend the knees, hand behind the head. We're going to wrap around toward the midline, and then we're going to open up toward the sky. We're going to go for 5 reps. And then switch. And then alternating Spiderman or lizard pose with the reach. Then switch. We'll move to our mobility circuit. Starting with ankle mobs. You can do this standing or half kneeling. Basically, 1 foot back. We're going to bring the knee over the toe. We're going to use the box to take the pressure off the knee so that you feel it in the back of the ankle. We're going to rock forward over the midfoot about 10 times. Keep the heel down. Really important to do before your squats, lunges, stuff like that. And then the knee can go over the pinky toe a couple times, and then the big toe. So going in different planes of motion. Same thing. Switching side, 10 rocks over the midfoot. And then over the big toe. Sorry, I gotta get 10 reps first. And then over the big toe and small toe. Good. Split squat. Use the pad for your knee. Start in half kneeling position. And then we're going to just go straight up. Use the back toe for support. Use the front leg for strength. Right up and then down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Lateral squat. Widen the legs. 1 quad squeezes. The other relaxes as the knee bends. Okay, and then you're going to reach forward and then stand up. 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Active warm up. Starting with your knee to chest. Bottom toe points. Extend that knee. Keep the spine straight as you walk forward. Try not to round the back. And you want to get about 5 on each side. Good. Okay? We got leg cradle. Flex the hip, pull onto the knee, then the foot, then pull both of them up. While you're stepping forward, about 5 on each side. Okay, heel to butt, heel to butt, hold on to your ankle, reach forward, hinge, stand back up, and then switch side. Okay, high knee skip, start marching, then add the skip. High knee run. About 20 yards. Heel ups. We have a back pedal. Get low, wide. Step back. Get low, wide. Step back. Backwards run. Just stand up. Don't get wide. And run back. Backwards run. Stay up high. Good. So there's our active warm up. Now we're done with our warm up. We're going to move into our power training, which is neural focused. It's really going to use most of our energy. Then we're going to go into our strength training. I'm going to grab some water, and we'll get going on our power. Now power can be a combination of slamming, jumping, and rotational throwing. It could also be more sports specific or powerlifting specific, like snatching, cleaning, power cleaning, that type of thing. But on the program I'm using, it's mainly medicine ball throwing, jumping, and rotational throws or slams. Okay. You can also throw in, hopping, which would be more sports specific, and power planning, and sprinting obviously is key and number one when it comes to power performance for athletes. Let's go ahead and start with the power. Then we'll move into strength. We'll have 3 strength blocks, 1 power block, 3 strength blocks, and then a conditioning block. So we got 5 more blocks left. So I have a 6-pound med ball. You don't need a heavy ball. You need something that you can throw without hurting any muscles in your body. So you can do something as easy as a slam. if you don't have something to throw against. You can do a rotational slam. You can also do box jumps, horizontal jumps, vertical jumps, weighted jumps, if you don't have a wall to use, okay? So the first one is going to be a cross behind side toss. So I'm going to get into a side shuffle position. I'm going to cross behind, step, throw, or toss, 5 on each side. Then I'm going to perform a box jump. I'll use a 16-inch box. You can use 20 or 24, but I would go past 36. And then I'm going to perform an overhead throw with side steps. But first, we forgot our single leg deadlift. We're going to do that real quick. We're going to reach forward on one leg and come back to our starting spot. This is our single leg reach or single leg deadlift. We're going for 5 reps. 4, 5, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So cross behind, toss. Here we go. Okay, move to our box jump. Actually, I'll go 20 inches. If you don't have a stable box, make sure you do have stuff behind it. Okay? Land soft. And overhead throw with side step. So it's a side step and then overhead throw, one arm 5 on each side. Then switch. Oh, overhead throws. We might switch that one up. So that says overhead throw with side step. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a side step, one arm push. So I'm not sure if it's the same. Go ahead and grab some water. Again, you have nothing to slam against. You can do an overhead slam catch or an overhead rotational slam. And also just jump vertically if you don't have a box, or horizontally if that's too much on your knees. So you want to skip the power you can, but this is the power section, is when you're using all that anaerobic ATP system. Here we go. Cross behind the side step. I need to sweat, right? Alright, got one more round. Then we're moving to our strength, where it's 3 sets, 3 sets, 2 sets, and conditioning. So power set is 3 sets. Sets is each time. Reps is how many. Yeah. So you're just gonna come home? It's alright. Alright, I'm working out well. I gotta get this over. Alright, good luck. Not sure if I even did this yet. Alright, so our strength block one is goblet forward lunge, standing dynamic chop, prone bell side hip flexion. Alright, starting with goblet squat. Do 5 on each side, holding it like you're holding on to a goblet type of a drink. Keep it close to your chest, stand straight up, lunge forward, push off the front leg to your home spot, 5 on each side. Switch side. Standing dynamic chop. Chop meaning down and across the body. Okay, starting at the top, chopping down, 8 on each side. Prone, bell side hip flexion. All you need is a carpet or glossy surface with some rags on your feet. Whatever makes them slide. Push-up position to start. You don't need the sliders, but do them with them. Start in the push-up position. Flex the hip, hold for about a second, and then switch. 8 on each side. Alright, repeat that. Same thing twice. 2 more times. Grab a drink and get ready to repeat. Whew. Goblet forward lunge. 5 each side. Alright, now we're on to strength block 2. 1 dumbbell single leg deadlift, ring fallout, and then a 1-arm bench. So 1 dumbbell single leg deadlift. 5 on each side. Some people can put something on the ground to touch if you need that cue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring fall out. 8 reps. Start standing. Your hands down, palms down in front of your thighs. Then you're going to reach overhead. Use your core to round the back like this. Forward, and then back. Stay on your toes. 8 reps. You can also use an exercise ball if you don't have a TRX. Or you can just do a 4-arm plank reach. 8 on each side. Alright. 1-arm bench. On each side. Perform that 2 more times, and that's strength block number 2. And we'll do strength block 3 for 2 sets, and then we'll do some conditioning. Mind you, we're at 45 minutes into the workout. Should only take 60 minutes. Shouldn't take long breaks, and you should keep up the pace. Starting with that 1 dumbbell single leg deadlift. If you want, like I said, have a little bit of external cue to where you ring that bell. more set of that, then 2 more sets. Strength block 3, and then conditioning. Keep up the pace, get a quick drink. Otherwise, turn into stone. Okay, strength block 3 is a sled push, single leg or a straight leg sit up, and then an X pull down. X pull down. Starting with a sled push. I use a treadmill for a sled push because I don't have a sled. Otherwise, you do partner resistance or some type of banded run. Someone puts a band around your waist and you run forward for about 20 or 30 yards. That's how you can adapt that. Let's go ahead and get you here. Here's my rig set up. I think about 20 steps is what I take while I'm pushing. 1, 2, get those knees all the way up. Basically going to your maximal speed and then stopping. So super high anaerobic there. And then we got our X pull down and single leg sit up. I think we're starting with our single leg sit up. Sorry. Straight leg sit up. Feet are as wide as the shoulders. Arms overhead, reach up toward the sky, slowly come down. We got our X pull down. feels like this, but for me here, just better. I do that pull down like this. So you can do it either way. You can also do a one arm row, 8 on each side. Now we just do that one more time each. Starting with the sled push. Shouldn't need that much break during your workout. I'll keep that heart rate relatively high. 10 steps and 10 sprints. Whew. It's a lot harder than you think. Especially if you have a sled there. So. Actually has one more sled push, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that real quick. And then I have to do the bike. Now I go on the bike. Trying to breathe through the mouth.
I mean, it's an excellent question. I can only assume, given everything that's happened, Octave and racism front, inclusivity, all of those things, that they would manage this as sternly and as harshly from a disciplinary position as they could. And I think that that's what's troubling most of us, is that when we look at the Ukrainian Hockey Federation, if their standard, their maximum standard,
Now I'm about
is
to
being suspension,
finish my
violation, why
conditioning.
why can't you
Okay, this is getting awkward. Well, he must have just got here.
say, well, that doesn't fit. You know,
What are you popping up on random people's lives for anyway?
might be that gets you in the game. This goes way beyond that.
Blocking
If you
if you
can
want
keep
to.
pressuring the double line shuffle next to people. I'm talking about social media, public outcry. So really, all the double line shuffle can do governing body is suspend the player internationally. And that's why I don't need to see him in another world championship. He's a good player, he's one of their top forwards. But is there something else that double line championship pressure to the Ukrainian Hockey Federation and say, well, you
Power workout. That's all it takes.